Bit of ASMR, food ASMR. Can I have one? You got this. There we go. There we go. Good boy. Are you ready? Can we start now? Say something.
It's pronounced jib.
It's gentrification. All right. This is an introduction for the podcast. Hi.
How we're starting it?
Yeah, now we're starting.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I forgot what we're saying now. It's escaped my mind.
Hey everyone.
Hi.
It's us. Before the podcast, a little bit of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We're just here to let you know that obviously the last episode, the second Banjo-Kazooie episode, ended quite abruptly, as though we were going to keep going.
Yeah. And we decided not to.
Yes.
We just felt like we were running out of things to... We didn't have enough things to say to substantiate another full episode.
And trust me, we tried.
Yeah, we really tried. We got to Freeze Easy Peak, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
The gameplay footage also kind of screwed up anyway. My fault. I just forgot to record it.
Yep.
And it kind of turned more so into a let's play. We're just sort of playing a game, not really discussing it.
Yeah, which
as
is
much.
I guess what we kind of wanted to avoid with the podcast and keep that for actual let's plays.
Exactly.
So we're done with Banjo-Kazooie on the podcast, at least for the time being.
Yep.
Maybe we'll talk about it again in a year. I don't know. We probably won't. I don't know why I said any of that.
No, we might. You never know. We'll definitely hit up Banjo-Tooie soon. And
Absolutely.
we'll probably do a double parter for that one, just because it's my favorite game. I have a lot to say about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, we're going to put it on the back burner. We'll come back to it probably in Let's Play format.
Yeah. But otherwise, we're just recording this to let you know that obviously we didn't really wrap up the Banjo podcast properly because we were going to keep going, but we're not. So here we are.
Yeah.
Welcome to Super Metroid.
Enjoy! Yay! Hello. Tyler's yeah.
Dude.
What?
And what if I was?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, then why'd you say it in a way that made it seem like it was?
I didn't. You just misread my tone. I was actually just saying it as a, just stating a fact about your sexuality. It's not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, it's none of your business.
My father's gay.
My father. I'll have sex with you right now.
All right, let's do. I wonder what that special is.
Press details and I'll tell you.
Oh, true. This special version of Super Metroid, we see Samus wielding all the tools available to her, with every item obtained and her weapons.
Oh, so it's like New Game Plus. The way this game ends changes slightly depending on how long it takes to clear it, with 3 different possible endings. If you hear it, clear it quickly, you can see what the bounty hunter under all that armor really looks like.
I'm getting sweaty just thinking about it. Oh boy,
damn, dude.
Alrighty, welcome back to episode 6.
Yeah.
Of Ty and Jimmy Talk.
Did you forget the name of the show?
I
for a
almost
second?
did. It's been a hot minute since we recorded.
Yeah, we have not recorded a podcast in quite a while. Yet this is episode 6 somehow.
Yeah. Shall we just kind of set context for all of this or what's kind of happened recently?
We recorded this episode of Super Metroid, in January?
I think it was in December.
I think it might have even been
It was when we
December.
had that, when we just hung out for a couple of days and just...
Yeah. We recorded a whole bunch of episodes all in one go, and we recorded an episode of Super Metroid, which was going to be the next episode of the show. Yeah. And it turns out that the audio was real dodgy.
Just on my mic for some reason. His was perfectly fine.
Typical.
It was probably my fault. I probably screwed it up.
Similarly, before that though, we had had errors recording the gameplay footage, and the error was that James just didn't record it. And then also like the video that we took for the YouTube component was really dark because we recorded it at night and we didn't have any lights. And so the whole thing was just a mess.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're recording this after we've done like, what, 13, 14 episodes?
Yeah,
And-
so a little behind the scenes. Episodes 1 till 13, no.
Yeah, like 13,
Until
I think,
10 or
yeah.
11, we recorded near the end of last year, started
2021.
this year, 2021.
2022, yeah.
So this episode is in July 2022. The next few will be back end of
In like January, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is also a cool opportunity to like not only get the gameplay footage and better video and audio
Yeah.
for this podcast, but it means that this is the first podcast that we've recorded since we actually started releasing the
Yeah.
podcast. So that's pretty cool.
It's pretty crazy. Like we
Yeah.
started, at the time of recording, we first released this back in June.
June, yeah, a
So
month
we've-
ago yesterday.
So this channel's been active for a month. Happy
Yeah.
month anniversary. Yay.
I,
We did it.
And also, yesterday on the 5th of July was 33 years since Seinfeld first aired its first episode.
Actually.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that's pretty
crazy.
rad. Yeah, 33 years ago. I was
You weren't
still-
even born.
What was I? -8? Yeah.
That's an age.
yeah.
And I was, probably
I
naked.
don't even know if my parents had met by that point. Anyway,
Mine did.
so
Oh, actually, I don't think mine did either. Who knows?
anyway, not the point. So today
No.
we're playing Super Metroid. Well, James is playing Super Metroid.
Yeah.
For the first
First time.
time. And there are air quotes there for our listeners. For the first time, because we have done this episode before, albeit many months ago. So I'm
Yeah.
interested to see how he goes in terms of remembering
I don't think I'll
the
remember
controls
much.
and the layout and the game.
Yeah. So the idea of this is I would play a game that Tyler loves that I haven't really played, but I haven't played before. I didn't have to say really. And then we recorded a Donkey Kong episode. Spoilers, that
Which will be
the
out
next one.
next week, yeah.
So that's a game I love and I played the most. He hasn't played it at all because he's a fucking weirdo.
Yep.
So yeah. So in that Donkey Kong one, we referenced Super Metroid a lot. So that's why we've kind of come back and just re-recorded Super Metroid, just so the Donkey Kong one doesn't seem weird.
Yeah, like
I
we
don't
could
know.
have easily just dropped the Metroid one altogether, but like also,
So can I
yeah,
just get this cutscene?
nope. We do reference. This is all the lore, man. You
Yeah.
have to get this.
No.
This is like I think the third Metroid game chronologically.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
there's
know.
the one on NES, one on Game Boy, and then there's
Yeah.
one from memory.
Yeah, I believe this is, or is this the? Oh god, the Metroid timeline is all
It's a
dodgy.
bit messy.
Last time before we did this, I told you the controls before we got started. I'm not doing that again today.
Okay, cool. I think I've like figured it out mostly.
Yeah,
I
hopefully.
do remember the start of this as you see Ridley pretty early on,
And
and you get your ass kicked.
yeah,
Cool. All right.
yeah. Ridley Scott's in this.
Oh my god, yes. What about Daisy Ridley?
Daisy.
She's in this too.
I didn't think of Daisy. Yeah, she's in the suit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my God.
She's Samus.
They're gonna make a live action Metroid movie with Daisy Ridley as Samus.
I could. I don't think I could see Daisy Ridley being.
No,
her,
I couldn't either.
It's
no,
not a
nothing
Metroid.
against Daisy Ridley.
No.
but like, I don't know. I think that there are better choices for. I'm shocked that they've
Oh,
actually.
shit.
Even Nintendo forgets that they have a Metroid franchise. So like, I can't
Yeah.
blame.
Well, it's handled by like Retro Studios mostly, isn't it?
Well, now it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
since the Prime games.
They did release Metroid Dread. I remember we recorded this, I think, when Metroid Dread
Yeah,
came out.
I'd been playing Metroid Dread for about a week or so by the time when we recorded this last.
Yeah. So I am fighting Ridley as we
Yeah.
speak.
Ri-
And I remember being like, when I first played this, I was like, oh shit, straight out the bat. And I don't know how much health he's got. I know how much health I've got. and
Yeah,
I'm
this
losing
is
it
one
very
of those
quickly.
boss fights where like you're not meant to be able to win, you know,
Yeah.
like early boss fights in a game where you're not meant to be able to win it. It's just there to show you like here's the main boss and he's going to mess you up now, so you better get
Yeah.
stronger.
And get the fuck out of here, it's exploding. So we'll do what we always do in this podcast, and we'll just talk about your memories or experience of the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have none,
none.
except for the first time we attempted to record this episode.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Can I not?
You gotta
Okay.
jump, dude.
I was jumping against the wall, so that makes sense.
So this game, I'm gonna try to like say things and then not follow it up with or preface it with as I said last time,
Yeah.
because none of you know that.
No one would know. Absolutely.
But this game actually was not my first Metroid game, nor like a childhood Metroid game.
Yeah.
The first Metroid game I believe I ever played, other than maining Samus in Smash Brothers Brawl on the Wii,
Nice.
was actually Metroid Prime on the Wii. I have a very vivid memory of being in Big W with my dad, probably, Christ, at least 13 years ago. And
Damn.
I remember seeing on the shelf the Metroid Prime Trilogy Collector's Edition on Wii with this sick like slip case.
Yeah.
It had it has this little book in it that like this booklet that folds out really far that has all of the story up to that point for all of the Metroid games in it.
Like including like Super Metroid and the original ones.
So like all the way up to Prime.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic collection and I like begged him to get it for me. I had no idea what it was. I'd never even heard of Metroid before, but it looked
Just
cool.
looked fucking
and I was
sick.
like, Dad, I need this. And he was like, all right. And,
son.
Yeah, that's exactly how he spoke. He went, all right,
Yeah.
son. And so I got the Metroid Prime trilogy on Wii.
Yep.
And my God, I played that so much.
Yeah.
Especially the first one. I've only played Echoes and Corruption, which are the second and third. I've only played those like I don't even think I've ever finished Corruption, like the third one. But I've played the shit out of the first Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
And it is like one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah.
I could blast through that game. I don't blast through it though because there's actually like a catalog in it that you go through and like you like scan enemies and it like puts them in like a database, and I always go 100% for that.
So it's kind of like
it's a Pokedex.
Yeah, I was thinking of Breath of the Wild when you like kind of catalog all of those.
It's
the
very
enemies you
similar
face
to
on
that,
there.
but
Yeah.
way less annoying.
There's a thing. I remember. So, that different weapons open different doors. Anyway,
Yes.
keep going.
Yeah, so it's Super Metroid was one that I played much later. I think the first time I played it was actually when I got the SNES Mini.
You have a SNES Mini?
I do, yeah.
I remember I just played one for the first time. Sorry to detract from what you're talking about.
It's fine, man. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't really care about what you say.
Anyway, tell your story now.
At Miss K's.
Oh yeah.
Last week, I didn't realize how many games were on there. It's pretty cool.
30 games, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't get the NES Mini because firstly I missed out, and second of all, like by the time it came back in stock, the SNES Mini was already out, and I was like, well, these games are better anyway.
Yeah.
I'd played Super Metroid on emulation before, like on an emulator on my laptop, but I've never played it like with a SNES controller, even a smaller one, you know, like so SNES Mini was like my first proper
like
quotation marks console playing of this game. And like, yes, I know that is just emulation, like it's just a Raspberry Pi that's emulating inside the machine, but like it's
but like with slightly higher res.
Yeah, it feels a lot. I mean, it's official, so it feels a lot better.
Yeah. Can I? Yeah, okay, cool.
There we go. And so I think like this game, I'd played some of the Game Boy games before, like Fusion and Zero Mission.
Yeah.
Zero Mission just being the Game Boy remake of the first like NES Metroid game.
Yeah.
You should go left.
Okay.
And so playing this one felt really good. It felt really good.
Yeah.
And it just became one of my favorites after that point.
Yeah. Morphin Ball. Oh, that's right. That's why I can turn into
it's
a ball.
It's Morphin time.
Play the Power Ranger theme right here, but like the first second, so we don't get copyrighted.
Only 1 second.
Just 1 second.
Well, you're editing the audio for this, so you do it.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I'd be more than... sorry, I forgot how to turn.
You got to do the morph ball.
There we go. And then...
Yep. Now you... Yep.
There we go. There we go. I'm playing this much better than I did the first time.
Yeah, this is going horrendous. I mean, like, no one will ever know that, actually, because we don't have the video gameplay for it.
No, we just have the shitty audio.
Maybe one day we'll release the original version of this podcast just on YouTube with the video.
I'll try and make it, like, slightly
we can
listenable.
fix up the YouTube audio a bit. So, yeah, that's kind of my experience with this game. It's not like a childhood classic that I grew up playing. I never had a SNES growing up. But I did emulate a lot of SNES games, and this was one of the ones I emulated the most.
Good.
Alongside the GBA Metroid games. Which, by the way, I think I did say this last time. Nintendo, release a Metroid All-Stars with all of the Game Boy, like a Metroid Advance collection. But like how good would a collection be
It'd be
that
sick.
has like Metroid Zero Mission, so the Game Boy remake,
Yeah.
Samus Returns, the 3DS remake of the second game,
Yeah.
and then Fusion and Super Metroid, and then
Yeah.
you can unlock like the NES Metroid and the
That would be
original Metroid 2
That would be
as
sick.
bonus games.
Yeah, that
Like,
would be awesome.
Come on, Nintendo, get it together.
Bring
You need
all
to
your
shoot the
shit
missiles at
together.
that door.
Yeah, how do I switch to the new missiles again?
I told you, I'm not telling you the
Oh,
controls.
come
man.
on, that's not fair.
You just got to figure it out. There's only remember
It
this
said, and I
controller.
didn't- I
Remember
didn't
this
read it.
controller only has 3 buttons or 4 buttons. Like
That's true.
it's got to be one of them.
Got it. Fuck.
This is really funny.
Yeah.
I'm not actually going to tell you because I told you last time and you didn't remember. So that's really on you,
That was
buddy.
months ago, though.
Doesn't matter, man. It just
Ah.
proves that you don't really listen to me when I speak to you. Also,
Why would I?
make sure you're always aiming at the door because you've only got 5 missiles and it takes 5 missiles to open those doors.
Yeah.
So don't turn away and shoot away.
Alright, we'll
This
probably
is
cut
really
this
fun.
out, but how? How? How do I switch?
There's only 2 buttons, dude.
I'll let you do it. Right, gotcha,
Anyway,
gotcha.
and we're back. James
Yeah.
finally got through the door.
I did it.
Jesus
Gosh. And I got more missiles.
Christmas.
Select. And then, okay. Gotcha. I got
So
it.
it doesn't explicitly say press the select button. It just says select,
Select.
the missiles.
Yeah.
But like,
That's what tripped me
again,
out.
there are only 4 buttons on this controller. So
Way to make me feel good about myself. Yeah.
that's what I'm here for, man.
Yeah.
So I
that's
think
fair.
like you've never had any experience with the Metroid series before?
I remember, I think I played one of the Wii Metroid Primes. I got it from Blockbuster. I played like a tiny bit and I said, this is too difficult.
Yeah.
I never played it again. No, I've already been there. So yeah, and I remember playing one on DS. I don't remember what it's called.
Was it like a multiplayer one where you run around? Like Metroid Prime Forces?
I think so.
So you got to stand up and then...
Oh, gotcha. It was
yeah.
probably, it was like another like first person shooter.
Yeah, it was
type
probably
one.
it was probably Metroid Prime. What was that called? Like Federation Force or something like
Yeah,
that?
it was that. It was, yeah.
I believe that's what it was called. I actually never played that one.
Well,
I had it on. I had an R4 chip for my DS, but I
Of
never
course you-
actually.
of
And
course
I had
you
it
did.
on there. Yeah, dude, games are expensive. I'm just.
that's true.
I'm just a little kid with no money. How am I expected to get Metroid, man?
That's
Like,
true. I did have like an action replay.
See, I never had an
Ages
action
ago.
replay. I just had like an R4 card that you
Yeah.
couldn't do cheats off. You could only just like
Just play
emulate
the
games.
games,
Yeah,
yeah.
Which is I never wanted to use cheats anyway.
Yeah. Well, I only like used it for Pokemon. Like, as a kid, you want to have like all level 100s.
yeah.
You want to have all the shinies and stuff. So
See, I did last year sometime. Oh god, maybe it was 2020. These past like 3 years have been a blur.
it's all kind of just like joined together. Hey?
I went and bought an R4 card for my 3DS.
Nice.
So that I could emulate games on it, and I actually went and bought a Pokemon X 2DS off a guy because
Nice.
and I felt so weird asking him this. So the R4 card that I bought only works with one below the fully updated 3DS software.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it doesn't work with the fully updated 3DS software, like presently, like in the year of our Lord 2022. So I had to like message this guy because he was selling this Pokemon X 2DS like
Yeah.
real cheap, and I had to message him and be like, "Hey man, would you mind just going into the system and telling me what the update, like if there's a system update pending
Yeah.
or like what the version number is?"
Yeah.
And he went in and he sent me a picture, and I was like, "I'll be there in 20." Like, and
You
so
still have it.
yeah, I played a little bit. The R4 card that I got, the
Yeah.
one that I had when I was younger it had the ability to emulate Game Boy games, but I never figured
Yeah.
out how. And so when I got this one, the main reason was actually just to emulate Game Boy games.
Yeah,
And
nice,
also because
nice.
I had sold all of my Pokemon, like my physical Pokemon DS games.
I think I still hate you for that.
Yeah, I mean, I sold my Soul Silver for like $400. So like,
I mean, like that's a really good price.
Yeah.
But no,
but like
it's the
also-
best Pokemon.
I know, and like the only ones that I've only kept a couple. I kept my Platinum.
Yeah,
I
good.
kept my Pearl because that was actually my sister's, and that was the first like physical Pokemon game I ever owned.
Yeah.
I kept my Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky because it's the best game in the entire Pokemon franchise. I still have.
I would say so.
I still have my collector's edition of Sun and Moon still fresh in box because I hated those games.
Yeah.
I actually would like to revisit Sun and Moon.
It's good once you get past like the first hour and a bit.
Yeah, I played for quite a while, but like I didn't vibe it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I think now though I would very much like to go back and give it another go.
You should. It gets good. It does get good.
And that's the story that has like the Ultra Beasts and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So like I know a lot about the story, and I really appreciate what they tried to do with the lore there.
Yeah, and how like they switch it up with like doing the island challenge instead of the gyms.
Rather than the gyms, yeah. You don't have the bomb yet.
Have the bombs. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think I'd like to go back and revisit them. But also, like, even though I sold my Soul Silver, even though I sold a bunch of my other games, I have all of them on my R4 chip now, so it doesn't matter.
So you don't need to buy them anymore.
Yeah, and like I think physical, like physical media in terms of like having to lug around a DS case with like 20 different games just in case, versus having one chip that has like 300 games on it. Like, it's the only time. I don't know, it's the only time that I'm like, it's still physical media, but I don't need the actual physical media, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And also, I can emulate Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, SNES, NES games on there. Like,
it's got everything in one handy console.
Yeah, I can emulate everything, and it's got like a 256 gig SD card in it.
Jeez.
So I'm just like, anytime there's like a game that I see, I'm like, cool, I want to play that, and I just download it, add it onto the card. It took me ages to get the Game Boy emulators working because I had to do it all myself, basically.
Yeah, gotcha.
I went onto a YouTube video and I was like, how do I do this? And that one didn't work, so I tried a different one. And like, and so ultimately it took me a long time to get it working, but I did, and it feels pretty good,
so
man.
Good. Yeah, I'm kind of different. I like having physical copies for every game. I think I'm just kind of nostalgic, like especially with Pokemon. Like all the old Pokemon games, because I only kind of like bought them again over the last couple of years. I was like, I could just emulate and play it, but I don't know. It feels good to play the original Game Boys on a Game Boy Color or something like that.
I definitely understand that feeling.
So I don't know.
Now read those instructions.
Down and set with X.
Yep. So go down and set the bomb with X. Yep. Jesus Christ.
There we go. All right. Oh shit.
Good luck, brother.
Bro. Oh, I forgot about this dude. Hi. Okay. Well, let's talk about Super Metroid.
Yes. So I remember the first time we played this, I was gushing a lot about level design because
it's amazing.
Metroid is one of those franchises, like, you know, you've got like the game like Metroidvania, like as a game genre now.
Yeah.
Coming from Metroid and Castlevania, obviously. The idea of like going through a world and collecting items.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very distracted watching you do this.
Yeah, I am losing. Can you pick up health?
Not in this room.
Fuck.
Like
I'm fucked.
Oh no, you just did.
Oh, I did it. Did I?
You just picked up health, I mean.
Oh. Okay.
So like
I thought I defeated
going through a world and like collecting items to get stronger and then using those items for traversal. So like, you know, if you look back at like what we just played, like you went to an area and you got, oh no, first game over.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Oh Jesus. I always forget that when you die, like it like rips off your suit. Yeah.
All of our clothes.
Yeah, wild.
Nice.
What a game. So
it's my favorite game now. Hell yeah.
So like even this area that you're about to go back through, like, you know, there was a little path that you couldn't get to the first time because it was too narrow.
Yeah.
But now you've got the morph ball, you can actually go back and go there now.
Yeah.
And doing that takes you to a boss which gets you the bombs, which allows you to go back again to go to another hallway just below you right now, where you need to use the bombs to get through. Like the whole game is all there right at the beginning, but you can't access all of it until you actually explore. And this sort of game, and Metroid in general, but like any Metroidvania games, like they reward you for exploring.
Yeah. It's not like holding your hand and telling you if you find this, you can do that. Or it's like really like very tutorial kind of based.
Yeah.
That's what I like. It's like a lot of exploring and figuring it out for yourself. It will like teach you how to use the item, but apart from that, it's like you figure it out for yourself, buddy. You're on your own.
Yeah, so like you get this morph ball bomb and you're like, okay, rad. Like I remember I accidentally went into that door. Now I can go through it. But before you can do that, like the statue comes to life.
Yeah. You're like, oh damn, boss fight time.
Also, you should use your missiles on the boss, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does that do more?
Yes, it absolutely does.
All right.
But don't miss though, because you've only got 5.
I feel like it's pretty difficult to miss this guy.
I mean,
he's taking up most of the most of the room.
You have no idea. Like the original like boss.
Yes, I just missed.
You missed. You shot through. Why'd you duck?
What the? Okay, well.
Oh, dude.
Well, 1 out of 5 missiles hit him. I'm almost dead.
Yep. So
Again.
if you manage, yep. Okay.
This is great gameplay.
Maybe we'll. No.
So audio listeners, I've died twice to the same boss.
He died twice to the same boss. Right as I was like, while I've been gushing about the level design and the layout and the exploration, James has just been getting absolutely murked.
Yeah.
So that's fine. By the same dude.
Yeah. Twice.
What you should do is do a suspend before you walk into the door.
Yeah,
so that way you don't have to go through this every single
Energy
time.
69.
Yeah. Also, like you should don't get hit. And kill some of these enemies and pick up health before you go in there.
Good plan. Can I kill this?
No. You can kill the purple one above it, though. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so get as much health as you can before you head in, because you've been going in pretty half-cocked.
Always. I mean, okay.
So remember, it's in save slot 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think ultimately the thing I enjoy most about this game is the thing that I enjoy about a lot of the games that I enjoy, funnily enough,
nice.
is the fact that, like, you know, like you're exploring this world and you're not being handheld through it. It's the same reason I love Metroid Prime. It's the same reason I love Breath of the Wild. It's like all of those games, they just put you in a world and they're like, well, here you go.
Yeah, do it. And it's just like the game teaches you just through its design and not, you know, through annoying, you know, tutorial characters. Like Fee. Is it Fee from Skyward Sword?
Oh, from Skyward Sword, yeah.
Or fucking Navi from Ocarina of Time, who isn't that bad, really.
Navi was not as bad as Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
Oh, I do if you hit these, you get health.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And a missile.
If you shoot those items when he throws them, you get health.
Cool. I was going to say the same as well. I think I bring this up in the Donkey Kong episode next time. But yeah, it doesn't teach you specifically about the game either. It's just sort of through level design, and I love it. I love games that don't hold your hand.
Yeah, like it actually allows you to experience it as the player.
It feels better that you're figuring it out yourself, not this game telling you, like, all right, cool, well, this is not fun anymore. And
also, like, just the fact that, like, hit all of those as much as you can.
Yeah.
Just the fact that you've been put in a room with this boss and it's just like, well, here you go.
Here you go. It's not It's not like, it doesn't have this. Fuck yeah. It doesn't have this character saying, look at this glowing point in his chest. You should hit that.
Like, you just know.
You just know, like, I should hit that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is still like an early game, you know? Like, this was like very much pioneered, like, along with the original Metroid and like Castlevania. Like, this is I think the first game that is considered to be in the Castlevania the Metroidvania genre.
Getting your games confused. Buddy.
I mean, well, it's the same words. It's just this is like I believe this is actually the first game that's considered to be in the Metroidvania genre, and so this is very much like, this was still an early game, but it's a huge leap forward in terms of the way games were made.
Did Castlevania come before or after this?
Castlevania came out. Castlevania was on the NES,
right?
Same with the original Metroid.
Yeah.
And oh god, I feel like I've gotten that wrong now. But no, that's correct. I believe both of those games came out like at least 4 years before this one.
Yeah, right.
And so there's definitely, like, they took all that they learned. Nice one.
Thanks, man.
They took all that they learned from those first games, like the first 2 Metroid games.
Yeah.
Like, and Castlevania, and they put it into this in the most perfect package. Yeah. And this game is just, it's not flawless, but it's perfect. You know what I mean?
It's pretty solid just from what I played so far.
Yeah.
Like, Samus controls really well. Like,
it's tight, man.
It's very, very tight.
And it set the standard moving forward for like how all games in this genre, all like exploration based like platformers would feel.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't get enough of this game, honestly. And I'd like to like sit down and play it properly all the way through again.
When was the last time you played it?
When the SNES Mini came out.
When was that?
Oh god, end of 2017.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute. Like,
also, color coding with enemies is a very cool idea. So for those listening, I'm up against enemies that are green. If you switch to the green missiles, are they green missiles? I don't know. You can hit them. You can't shoot them with your ordinary things, which is very neat. I like that. And it doesn't tell. There's not that a pop-up or a character saying, hey, you should switch your missiles, or like your normal ones aren't working. Fuck. You should try something else.
I'd love to make a game. You'll see. I'd love to make a game that is just like that in abundance. So this is actually the final area of the
That's
game.
right.
So as you see, there is 4 glowing orbs there on the screen. Those are actually the 4 main bosses that you have to defeat in order to activate that lift to go down.
Yeah, I saw Ridley there.
Yeah,
which is pretty neat.
And I always go to call him Krang. Krang because of the Ninja Turtles villain. His name's Kraid. But yeah, like it's just it's funny.
I was never a massive Ninja Turtles fan, so I don't know who you're talking about.
As you can see, Kraid was only in the 80s series.
Oh, gotcha.
He was a big boy.
Big boy.
No, Krang. Damn it.
Jeez.
Krang. Kraid is the Metroid. God damn.
Disappointed. Getting your names mixed up.
I even just clarified the names and then I messed them up as well.
Don't you feel silly?
Yep, a little bit, but that's okay.
That's fine.
I'm used to feeling silly, man.
I'm feeling a lot more silly.
I definitely think you're a little more silly.
Definitely.
Was that a knock on my door?
I thought it might have.
No, it's not.
No. Thank God. I'm in the next area, I think.
Finally. Only took you ages.
Sorry, this is like my second time. It feels almost like my first time.
I mean, first time, remember?
Yeah. Like that. No one knows. All right.
Yes.
But yeah, I was going to comment on the audio design. I can't really hear the music at the moment, but like, what's the music like?
The music in this game is like, again, this sort of set the standard moving forward for especially Metroid games. This music is so eerie and atmospheric.
Yeah.
And there are certain, like there are tunes, like there are melodies that you hear and motifs that play throughout the game.
Yeah.
But on the whole, it's pretty much, like if you listen now.
Yeah.
There's just like a bit of a beat. There's just like a bit of a beat.
I can hear it a little bit.
And then there's just like very atmospheric like synths that play, and it's all just here to create atmosphere.
I love me some synths. I love Super Nintendo music. It's
so innovative.
Actually, the best.
Yeah, because they had such limited soundboards to work with.
Yeah, like I'm surprised. It always surprises me how much memory, or the lack of memory, that to fit onto these cartridges. It's like, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's like 100 megabytes or something.
It's
on a cartridge.
Small.
It's really small. I'm like, how do you fit? Like, this game looks beautiful. So it's like being able to have such beautiful graphics with so many colors and stuff, which is already fantastic. But like the amount of audio design.
Yeah, and I remember actually, this might have been for NES, and I think it carried over to SNES as well. But they wouldn't actually program the music onto the cartridge.
No.
What they would do is like program, like those little like wind up music boxes. You got to cut that out of me first.
Yeah.
Those little like wind up music boxes that like as you play them, it like hits pins on the little metal points.
Yeah.
There's a word for it, but it was actually. I believe that's actually like not that specifically, but that's like the idea inside the cartridge. They would just put all of like the sound bits inside the cartridge that the console would play the sound itself. Yeah. I'm probably butchering that slightly.
You probably definitely are.
I'm probably butchering that a little bit, but like the idea essentially is that it's not actually the TV playing the music, it's not the game cartridge playing the music, it's the game console that's playing the music, which is fascinating.
To be honest, that sounds about right.
I know that part is correct at the very least.
Yeah.
The method of doing so is where I think I'm falling down.
Yeah, I think I remember doing like a bit of research about it, but I don't know, it escapes me now.
I believe
it's really interesting.
I learnt that from a Strong Songs podcast. Strong Songs is a really good podcast that if you like music, you should go and listen to. A colleague at work recommended it to me, and I have listened to like every episode.
Yeah.
There's also another really good one called 20,000 Hertz. 40,000 Hertz? 20,000 Hertz. Which is another audio-based podcast, and it is fantastic. You want to go to the left.
An audio-based podcast?
Well, yeah. A podcast about audio design.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know what you mean. I'm just pulling your leg.
And man. Can you stop pulling my leg, please?
Sorry. But yeah, that sounds good. I haven't really... I don't know.
You can't go this way yet. Just go out of this room.
Just get out of here.
Yeah, just get out of here.
I had a feeling.
You need another suit.
All right, I'm out of here. I'm just dying to all these creatures. I haven't really listened to that many other podcasts recently, just mainly Super Mega.
Yeah,
I really need to listen to some other ones. It would probably be good.
I've got some good recs if you would like.
Yes, please.
We'll chat about that afterwards. I'm not
Okay.
gonna
on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm not gonna promote other podcasts on our podcast.
Right.
I've already just
Never
done
know.
two.
Yeah,
Strong Songs and 20,000 Hertz. They're both music and audio based podcasts, which is very fun.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But also, like, you should keep listening to this podcast.
Yeah, please do. Don't go.
And like,
I mean, listen to the other ones if you want, but finish this first,
and then go
and
listen
go to the other.
I hate
one.
those Spotify ads that are like, hi, I run this podcast. You should pause this podcast that
Yeah.
you're listening to. And I'm like, no.
Fuck
I'm like,
no.
I'm not going to do that.
Why would I do
Let
that?
me finish this one, and then maybe I'll go and listen.
Yeah, there's definitely been times I listen to a podcast and they're like, sorry to interrupt whilst you're listening to this podcast, but if you want to stop and listen
Yeah.
to mine, I'm like,
Now if pro life tip, if you ever make a podcast ad that says pause the one you're listening to and listen to my podcast, I'm never going to listen
Yeah.
to it. I've made a list. No, I've made a shit
of
list.
strict rules for
Yeah.
podcasters.
Yeah,
As an
honestly.
experienced podcaster yourself.
Can
Can I get down here?
No, not yet.
Okay.
And you need more missiles to open those doors.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
I'll go get some. Cool. Do you have any other thoughts about this game?
If you've never
Anything?
played a Metroid game, this is a very good introduction to like
Yeah.
the basics of the style. And it's very like you've probably played Metroidvania games without even realizing it in your life. So
Yeah.
this is certainly a game that I think you can just sort of pick up and play.
It's definitely a genre that's having a bit of a revival
Absolutely,
at the
yeah.
moment.
Like I've just finished playing Hollow Knight, which is like
Yeah, it's
the
kind
most-
of Metroidvania.
it's like the most perfect example of like Metroidvania.
I'm so keen to do a Hollow Knight.
Yeah, we
podcast episode.
certainly want
That's
to
gonna
talk
be
about
super fun.
Hollow Knight at some point. I sort of like gave up on Hollow Knight a little bit because like
Yeah.
I've finished everything except defeating the Hollow Knight, and the only things I have left to do are fight all of the dream bosses, which is like
Yeah,
I basically just have a gauntlet of bosses to fight now.
that's right.
and I just can't be bothered.
Yeah, it's just
I also like put it down for a while to play some Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
nice.
And that this is painful to watch, man.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to just get back up and fight more enemies to get more missiles, but this is horrific gameplay. I do apologize
Yeah.
once again.
If
It's
you're
my first
listening,
time. Give me a break.
if you're listening to this, you're actually in a better position right now. You don't have to watch James
Yeah, you
just
don't- just-
jump on the same platforms 20 times.
Shut up, dude.
Don't go in here, man.
Yeah, I don't know why I went
You
back
can
in
actually press start and look at your map, by the way.
there. Oh, true.
Yeah.
And there's a place.
So pink is where you've been, blue is where you haven't.
Yeah. Well, I can't go there. I can't go there. Going back to there. I just need more tanks, and then I can
Yeah.
access the other areas. Hopefully, these guys will give me
They
something.
should, yeah. They'll either
Um,
give you life or missiles. There we go.
But yeah.
But yeah, and what are your thoughts? Like having never really played this game, I'm now like playing it like not for the first time.
Fucking-
It disappeared.
Yeah.
Not for the first time per se, but like still like how do you? Is this a game that you feel like you would like actually play like in your own time?
Yeah, well, I think I said last time, like after recording, like I'm actually going to go home and play this now.
Yeah.
I didn't. So,
Well,
sorry. I apologize for lying.
out.
I actually do want to. I don't know. There's so many games I want to play, but I think this one, I think I might get back into it. I don't know. I kind of would like to like play this game. I think we like had this idea last time, like we would
Yeah.
play the games in our spare time, finish them, and then do
then
like a
yeah.
part two, like what we think about the game, spoilers
like
and all.
having played them all. So like I play Donkey Kong 2, which by the way, like I would like to say this because I didn't say it in the Donkey Kong Country episode next week. The game is actually called Diddy's Kong Quest,
Yeah.
which I thought it was called Diddy Kong's Quest because that's just how I would read it initially.
Yeah.
But it's called Diddy's Kong Quest, like
It is-
Kong, but it's like Conquest.
Yeah.
Like it's such a clever title, and I didn't address that.
I think it's my favorite like video game title of all time. It's
yeah.
so clever.
It's so clever on so many levels, and I
Yeah.
didn't address that because I didn't realize
Yeah.
when we played it that was actually the name of the game.
shit. Yeah.
I just assumed it was Diddy Kong's Quest because that just makes sense. You know, it's Diddy Kong is
Yeah.
going on a quest.
I didn't have that realization for the longest time. I remember finding out. I'm like, oh, it's Diddy's Conquest.
Yeah, Diddy's Conquest.
Oh, dear. That's amazing.
Also, be aware that obviously if you kill these enemies, you can't see anything. So try not.
I've been trying to kill them all.
Yeah.
No, I don't even think I can.
Yep. Oh god, just go.
Just get out. Get out. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this game so far. Obviously, the graphics are pretty solid.
Yeah,
like a very good SNES looking game. Fuck me. It all controls really well. I like the game how it just doesn't explicitly teach you how to do everything.
It just, oh dude,
for fuck's sake, this is
just you just have to platform.
You know, I can't see because I killed all the
enemies. Actually, I think if you go back through that door, I think
they might respawn. Okay,
I think so.
That's a good idea. I really would like. I do want to go back and play this game and have a good listen to the audio. I feel like the music is probably stellar.
It's such a shame that we can't really like play the audio on the podcast because the sound design for this game is just out of this world good.
Out of this world because it's like it's a game that you're like.
I know, man.
Yeah,
nice. I know.
I
got it.
Yeah, I had to explain your comedy.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's a shame I don't know the composer's name off the top of my head. Because I would love to give credit to them.
It wasn't Koji Kondo.
It's not Koji Kondo. Who is alive. Turn off your missiles. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still alive.
He is still alive. I mean, at the time of recording this.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine if between now and then he died?
I
mean, it's been known to happen.
Yeah.
I believe the Super Mega podcast spoke about who was the man that the old man, the Queen's husband.
Prince
Charles Philip. I don't know any of their fucking names, man. And one of them's her son and one of them's her husband, so I don't want to confuse those.
Yeah.
The old man who died.
Yeah. The guy who looked like a skeleton.
Yeah, basically. Super Mega made that joke on their podcast. They're like, man, looks like he's been dead for years, and then the next day after it released, he died. And they were like,
impeccable timing.
We killed him.
Impeccable timing.
I've done that before on accident though. Like I remember the year that George Michael died. I was like out with some friends and I made a joke about like, I heard Last Christmas playing and I was like, is George Michael dead? And everyone was like, I don't think so. And I'm like, man, like he's got to be getting up there now, right? And then the next day he died. It was like Christmas Day.
That's insane.
Yeah. And he died and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh damn.
Well, I think that the death is probably the best place to leave it.
Yeah, I apologize once again for the shitty gameplay. But yeah, I think it's an enjoyable game. I do want to go back and play because it seems really fun. I feel like the more I play it, the more I explore, and the more mechanics I learn, I feel like it'll just be super fun to play.
It's very much like, I also highly recommend if you like this one, go and play Metroid Dread. If you haven't played Dread and you like the Metroid series, Dread is just... It's this, but on crack.
Yeah, like, I've heard it just like amps it up because you have like
so good.
You have like enemies following.
Oh, the horror elements of Dread are like stressful. It's got like that Resident Evil 2 like sort of vibe of, you know, enemies following you and like they're just constantly moving towards you and you just have to get, and it's only in certain areas, but those areas are quite like, large and make up the bulk of the game.
Yeah.
So.
And like when you get into those areas, you're like, oh shit.
It's stressful, man.
Anxiety inducing. And what's the like extra mode? There's an extra mode that you can play.
They added an extra mode.
For DLC?
They added a DLC mode, a free update. And it's like there was like a hard mode. This is like you know, one hit KO mode, which is like rough because I think I died to every single one of the Emmys like at least 3 times. Yeah. So that would be rough, but you know, it is what it is.
I do want to try it out. So yeah, you can play this game on the SNES online.
Or on the mini SNES.
If you have the mini SNES.
Or you can go and buy a real SNES and buy this game. It's not actually that expensive. I actually would love to get a SNES and buy this game.
You should.
Its original cartridge.
Play it as it was originally intended.
I would love that, honestly.
Because I feel like SNESes don't go for that much these days. They're like 100.
You know, I'll be getting my tax return back very soon.
Well, maybe. Might be an investment.
Maybe.
You know,
who knows?
Who knows?
Anyway, this is going to be really strange then going to next week. Like we're from the future now.
Yeah.
So like going to next week, listening to an episode that we recorded like 6 months ago.
Yeah, it's gonna be strange. But
yeah, I guess like coming from the future, like to those who have been listening and watching and like getting in touch, like thank you. Like it's been really fun.
Much. Yeah.
It hasn't been, you know, we're not up to 1 million subscribers yet.
We will.
But we will be.
It's going to happen. Much sooner than you think.
I think one thing that like we haven't been saying to people that we should start saying to people, something that really helps out on like Spotify, Apple Music, like on the podcast platform. If you're listening to this on one of those platforms, a large truck just went past. If you're listening to this on one of those platforms, one thing that really helps out the podcast is actually giving it a rating or a review on those platforms. Like literally, I did it on my like personal Spotify account. You just literally tap the 5-star button.
Did you do rate our own podcast?
Yeah, I gave it a 3.5 stars.
Why?
So if you actually go onto the podcast platform, like onto the podcast page, you can rate and review it, and that actually helps push it higher in like the algorithm for recommendations. It allows people to find it more easily. So if you like the show and want to give it a rating, I mean, I'd say give it 5 stars, but like whatever
anything less,
whatever you want.
Yeah,
anything less, and we'll find you. But whatever.
Yeah.
If you could give it a rating, if you could share it with friends who like video games or like white guys talking on a podcast.
Yeah,
like
it hasn't been done before. I think we're the first two white guys ever to.
I think we might be actually. Yeah.
So I think we're really pioneering the genre.
We're bringing back Let's Plays. We're bringing back podcasts.
That's right. Oh, that's a little spoiler, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, whoops. Whoopsie.
Something coming up soon.
God damn, this is all so out of whack with the timeline now.
It's messing it up. The next few episodes are going to be strange because it's all like recorded in the last year. But
yeah, we'll be coming back with some fresh stuff very, very soon.
Very
so stay
fresh
tuned.
Content. Yes.
Subscribe
on YouTube. Like it.
Yeah, liking on YouTube does the same
as
as rating on the podcasting platforms. It helps push it up in the algorithm and recommended. And yeah, just getting it on as many screens and in as many ears as possible.
And many eyes, pair of eyes, one eye.
Yeah. If you've got no eyes, you can still listen to the podcast.
Yeah, and if you've got no ears, you can still watch the podcast.
Exactly.
You won't hear what we're talking about, but
whoa,
what the
yeah. So it's just going it's going through like gameplay demo now for the game. So that dash that you just got, that's how you get across that room that you were in before.
Yeah.
Then the grapple beam.
Oh my god. See, this is what I want to get to because I feel like this will be super fun.
Dude, this we should actually play Metroid Prime on the channel. Okay. Like, do you have a Wii?
A Wii?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I do.
Wii's go for like $10.
I've got a Wii
now. We should play Metroid Prime. Okay. Also, Nintendo, release the Metroid Advance collection.
Anything that comes out of this podcast.
Also release Metroid Prime. Please. I heard a rumor the other day that they were talking about releasing Prime on the Switch by the end of the year, and then 2 and 3 would follow later. But that would be cool. But number 1 would be like a full like rebuild, and 2 and 3 would just kind of be like remasters. Which this is Metroid 3. That's right.
Nice.
I always think that this is 4 for some reason.
Yeah. It's hard to keep up with the timelines.
Because I thought this was called Super Metroid 4. No, I'm thinking of Super Castlevania 4. God damn it.
Getting your fucking Metroidvanias confused. Again.
Anyway, let's leave it there. Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for listening and watching.
And watching as well if you're watching.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We need to stop doing Markiplier.
It's just going to turn into a Markiplier channel.
Was that the Bite of 87?
Hi, my name is Markiplier, and today we are playing Super Metroid.
No, it's done, dude. You can't do it. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome back to Super Metroid.
Yeah, you do it much better than I do.
Because it's so close to like the Kronk voice. The Joe Swanson
really is,
voice.
Isn't it?
Hello, everybody. My name is Joe Swanson. Yeah. It's pretty close.
I would watch Joe Swanson do a Let's Play. I think that would make me laugh.
We could...
Him just screaming.
We could do that on the channel.
Yeah.
I could just narrate it as Joe Swanson.
That would be funny. We play the Family Guy game.
Today we're playing the Family Guy game. I think I'm actually in this one.
They reached out to me and they're like, do you want to be in our game?
Is any of this going in the podcast?
Yes. Bye.
Bye.